We are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chronicles of Divastara. I am William, or Shawnee, and I am your game master for this D&D 5th edition campaign. And joining me today, we have Drevian. You are muted. Your mic is up.
We had Dravian.
We had Dravian. Goodbye.
Didn't.
Well, that's all, folks.
I'm Dravian. I'm playing Ingrid von Ryder, a undead rogue.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Astra, who is a doll with a variety of ways to kill people.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am playing Molly Malone Clemens, who is a human time agent investigator.
And Yari.
Hi, I'm Yari, and I'm playing Morgan Thompson, a human Oath of Sacrifice paladin.
And the Zodiac system.
Hi, we are Julia and Sally of the Zodiac system, and we are playing a grain bone chewer.
Almost said Ingrid von Ryder.
Almost said Ingrid von Ryder.
Welcome to the character swap episode.
Twist.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Reminder that important things are being voted on, and your representatives should hear your voices about those. Because, man, people are really trying to drive many things straight into the pit. Also, follow-up warning, I am tired. So, watch and amaze as I somehow try and run a dungeon for these fools.
Wait a second.
Fools is a pretty adequate.
I was almost
Descriptor.
insulted, and then I thought a second. I'm like, no. You're right.
However smart an individual person is, once they become a D&D party, they're all fools.
And when last we left off, our group of rebels had made their way to the ancient ruined capital of the former kingdom of Noctis, to find it inhabited by the risen bodies and spirits of the dead. Much very similar, but in a different way, to the Jade City underneath the kingdom of Dweval. In this particular case, inhabited by the forces and remaining spirit of the kingdom of Noctis itself, including its king, who has taken on the form of a Death Knight, a powerful undead ruler and warrior, not to be trifled with. Fortunately, the party had the company of one Prince Tanloith, the son of this ruler, who was able to speak to the undead spirit and allow for enough of a peaceful passage that the king was willing to allow the group to enter, along with the revelation that not only do you have the prince, but also the princess in the form of Ingrid, who was identified as the king's daughter. The group made their way inside with the warning that while the king's forces would stand aside and allow you to pass, there are other things that wander the halls of this ruined castle and the grounds outside of it that will not be willing to let you pass unscathed. Their first encounter with this was, in fact, in the first guardhouse, where a number of gargoyles, animate elemental statues that had seemed to be watching and looking for any signs of the living, sprung down to attack the party. Fortunately, the group was well equipped to handle these creatures, and having destroyed them, were free to move beyond the gatehouse further into the castle grounds. And that's where we pick up in the immediate aftermath of this combat. As the last
I
of the
just realized I
gargoyles-
never posted this stuff to social, so that's done.
Well,
I set it up. We were all good to go.
And you just
I
never
was
hit
waiting
post?
for everybody. I was waiting for time to come, and then on the smoke, and the bathroom was. I came back. I was like, "All right, good to go." What do I need to remember to do? And there was one thing.
there's always one thing. But the group stands as the last of the elemental gargoyles crumbles to dust underneath your blows. The guards, still watching, empty sockets blaring with violet light as they all look down and observe your presence but make no further move.
So where are these, if I remember correctly, where are these specters with the violet? I know they're not actually specters, but the people the things watching us.
The guardhouse that you're on has like 3 higher levels to it, and they're all just kind of standing at guard posts,
Mhm.
sort of spears in hand or crossbows held, just sort of observing you as you pass.
So does this feel like a place where we could say something, or a place where we should just like leave?
I mean, thus far, no one except for the king has actually uttered any words among these forces, so hard to say.
Because Molly is fighting the urge to like do the whole gladiator thing and go, "Are you not entertained?" But she won't.
Beautiful.
She won't do that, but she really, really wants to. She's got to look around, but it says she's got to look around the group and go, "So which way now?"
Now,
Presumably through the back half of the guardhouse and on to the rest of the road, says the prince.
All right. Well, onward
Let's
then.
go. Then let's get going. No need to waste time here.
All right. You take your way up the steps and back out into the, for some reason, dim and gray light of day. The day didn't seem all that overcast before you entered the castle grounds, and now it very much does.
Mm-hmm.
As if the entire environment just has a pall over it that even affects the weather. But as you step out into the gray and seemingly dreary light outside of the guardhouse, Prince Tantalith points ahead where you can see a number of different branches off of this main road. There are about 3 different paths that we could take. This first turn off to the left, as far as I recall, heads back down to the barracks and training posts for most of the guards, which then continues on towards the study and chambers for, well, off-site chambers for the royals, for whenever anyone didn't want to be sleeping in the castle or wanted time alone on the side tower. If you continue on beyond that, the next turn leads to the second gatehouse, which then leads all the way up to the main front doors of the castle itself. And then continuing on beyond that, the final passageway leads all the way around to the eastern side of the castle, which abuts the family crypt. And also, theoretically, passageways into the castle that are less commonly traversed.
I don't feel strongly one way or the other about this choice.
Right.
I thought that does come to mind as like finding names. Our names are unlikely to be in the crypt.
What is our goal here?
Important
Prince-
question.
Prince kind of looks over. I mean, as far as I am seeing it, the two of us, he says, indicating to himself and Ingrid, are looking for evidence of our lives, if nothing else, and potentially you all might be looking for relics and items of importance, and communally we may also be looking for what happened that led to the not just the fall of Noctis, but also its rising as an undead capital.
So is the crypt going to be our answer or somewhere else?
Crypt might have something, but at least for their goal specifically, the living quarters would be the best, probably the best place. If we can find
Well-
their rooms, there might be something.
I think we should go to the. Is it possible to go to one place and then the other, or is it like a continuance? Like if you go in one.
Theoretically, if you go through one, you could circle around through the castle to get to the other side and reach another. It's mostly a matter of which direction you want to take first.
I say we go to the crypt first.
Where is the font?
You know, that's something that only Father would really be able to answer, but if I had to take a guess, probably the deepest part of the castle,
That's like
far
crypt to
underneath
me.
everything else.
Yep. That is very crypty. Cryptic, one might almost say.
I was
You
thinking
guys
it.
are right there.
I was thinking it. Out of character.
All right, so what I'm hearing is crypt.
Sounds like it.
I'm always down for a crypt.
Never steered us
Permanently?
wrong yet.
What?
I said never steered us wrong yet. Weirdly enough.
You had to go and say that. All
I
right.
just get to giggle that we're going to a crypt because one of the things that I listed for Ygraine's character description was if the crypt keeper and My Little Pony fused into a being. Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony specifically.
Mhm.
Oh. All right. Onward, downward.
Indeed.
We.
So you make your way past further. You are heading to the furthest of the three paths along the way that this road branches. As you walk first past a road that branches off to the left and starts to head down a slope, you see it crosses over a bridge that heads over a sort of fallow lake and water spout, like water source that seems to pass underneath the portion of the island that you are walking through, and continue on. It extends upward up a slowly trickling waterfall into a larger, higher reservoir lake that has the second gatehouse built atop it as it curves through towards the main body of the castle, but this as well is not your current destination as you continue past it. Moving even further along to the easternmost of the three routes this road can take, chipped and broken cobblestones beneath your feet as you walk, the barren and desolate once greenery of this place passing by as you move beyond the eastern internal wall and circle around the exterior of this island, eventually finding yourself east of the castle where you had initially started south and west. And on the eastern side, as the road curves toward the side of the castle, you see, faintly adjacent to the main body of the keep itself, a tall, four-pointed structure draped in the royal pennants of the Drakenwald family, tattered, worn, but still flying over the family crypt. But also, in its immediate vicinity, you see the shambling shades and signs of the living dead. It seems that the once occupied crypt is not quite as full as it once had been, and the risen of the family line wander the area.
I was not expecting this, but I'm not surprised. Kind of a family reunion for y'all, isn't it?
Not my favorite kind.
Well,
Is there ever a fun kind?
That's a good question.
They have the glowing violet eyes like the soldiers, or
That seems to be sort of a universal case. Most of the undead
Okay.
around here's eyes seem to be infused with that violet glow. You would suspect that's a facet of the source that animates them.
watching them, am I able to tell if they're sentient or like controlled like the soldiers, or
You specifically, roll me insight. Hard to say.
I don't know how to put this delicately, so I'm just going to say it. And I'm not meaning offense by it. I want to be clear at that right off the get-go.
oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Hmm.
So, how much do you two care about how much damage we do to your family members?
Unless they're attacking us, why would you do harm to them?
Yeah, they're definitely not going to attack us when we go down there.
I'm not confident that these will let us pass peacefully. We could always try and sneak by.
I bring attention.
That's
I
never really
bring
worked well for
attention
us.
to clank and then clank, clank, clank.
Right.
You just shimmy.
Actually, hold on. Time's fist on armor activates the pass without a trace.
See? That's even less of a problem now.
Okay.
I mean, I can always do. I don't think. My character sheet is being. Yes.
Also, pointedly, the Iron Leaf plate does not impose disadvantage on stealth checks.
Correct. But also
Fol-
Morgan has a 0 to stealth, so
Follow-up question. If we need to retreat at any level of rapidity, that's a question.
I mean, fair, but also if we start fighting, we might draw more attention than we're looking for.
You're not wrong. I have a suggestion.
Yes.
You're not going to like it.
I usually don't, but go on.
Actually, you probably won't care one way or the other.
I like all of the couching every sentence you say has been having today. It's
I'm
fun.
trying to be considerate.
That's a new look on you.
She's learning.
So, what if we combine the two possibilities?
You want to be a distraction.
You want to
No, I want to. I want to have a distraction go in there, and then we sneak around, and that distraction is not going to be gentle.
Are you volunteering to be the distraction?
No, I'm volunteering to create the distraction, though.
So start shit, then not follow through with it.
Okay, so you want to start something and then, like, while everybody's busy fighting each other, go out the other way.
More like
Someone
I'm
else's
gonna.
problem.
More like I'm going to. Hold on just a second. I'm checking one thing here really quick.
Your plan summon
No.
greater demon and let the demon and the undead fight.
Don't ruin my plans.
So this is sounding.
I'm gonna summon a Barlgura and then let it have fun while we sneak around.
Oh Christ! Okay.
What-
Actually,
Everybody wins.
for the
Except for maybe depending on how much you care about the corporeal aspects of your walking around willing to eat people, family members.
wait.
I'm all right on a mop up about Gora after.
Are they zombies? Have we established this?
Various other forms of undead.
Yeah, there are definitely walking dead over there. Whether they are zombies or something more dangerous, you have not gotten close enough to determine yet.
Right.
Okay,
I'm saying there are a
Making
lot
sure I
of
didn't miss
undead
something.
things that
There are a
eat
lot of
people.
different kinds. Yeah, but also Morgan says my biggest problem is less the distraction and more having to possibly mop up a Walgura once we're done.
Oh, well, see,
What?
that's the easy part because one of two things is going to happen. Either the Barlgura is not going to kill them all and will eventually be sent back down, or even if he does kill them all, he will be so weakened that we can just go in and curb stomp him. And then, Morgan, you get to curb stomp a demon, so that's an added bonus.
Sorry, I was just looking up what the hell a Balgura was.
I'm appreciating
Monkey.
the look on your face, which clearly reads, I don't like this, but it's a good plan.
Unfortunately, out of character, big monkey. In character,
Yeah, I got that. I googled it.
yeah. In character, I hate that you got my look completely correct.
Okay. Here's my. I mean, I have a lot of concerns. Don't get me wrong. But wasn't the whole idea of going down here to find information and not, I don't know, like,
Cold shit.
Cause disruption on the set of a thriller video?
Yeah. Let's use it if they attack us. If they let us through, we don't do anything.
How about first I just sneak over and try to identify them?
Scouting's easy.
Okay.
That's a good idea. My concern is once they attack us sneaking away is no longer a really good possibility because the Barlgura cannot compel them to attack it. And my concern as far as, yes, our goal is information here, but if we just sneak by this and there's something bigger and badder deeper in, which, let's be honest, those of us who have probably wandered a dungeon or two, which is all of us, is probably going to be the case.
In that case, should we save the Balgora for that then?
If we have to retreat, I can do it twice. But if we have to retreat, then we'll be running smack dab into a bunch of undead that we probably can't sneak through because we're going to be running. Scouting is a good idea, though. I absolutely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they've already gone, I'm assuming.
But you have to... I was about to say, but they're probably already gone. But you have
10.
to come back and report, and they're gone.
Yeah. Obviously, take the +10 from pass because you were absolutely within 30 feet.
No, my character hasn't disappeared yet. My character will comment that didn't Asher use 2 spells in the previous fight, and I've only ever seen Asher cast 2 spells at any one time.
Have we not? I might be confused if we did not get a short rest.
You have not rested since that fight with the gargoyles.
All right. Well, let's stay here and get a short rest. Then plan begins anew.
Yeah. Gives Astra that's right. Ingrid chance to scout.
Okay, I go sneak.
Yeah. Take the +10.
So that's a 31.
You hide from the eyes of God.
Yeah, you are imperceptible, especially being undead yourself. So as you approach, you come to the realization that none of these creatures are simple zombies. As you get to a close enough distance that you can identify individual corpses and start to make out details of them, you get the sense that something about whatever happened here seems to have treated the Drakenwald lineage with a special focus, where the vast majority of those unrelated who were caught in this event became skeletons, zombies, occasionally something slightly more dangerous, but still often common and something that you would see multiples of. As you approach the crypt, you start to realize 2 things. One, most of these creatures appear to be sort of wandering as if reliving moments of lucidity from their living experience, seemingly without any point of focus, just idly going through motions. But also none of them are identical. And that goes beyond just how people look different. Many of these have become wholly different categories of undead from one another. As if each member of your family lineage, some aspect of their character or some trait of their bloodline mingled with whatever this magic that animated the grounds was, and created a veritable menagerie of walking horrors that may or may not be of varying levels of danger. The first that you make out is a creature that has had its form elongated, twisted in a way that seems wholly unnatural even among uh, those who are traditionally reanimated. The face has been stretched as if the jaw was broken and then just yanked, as the sides of their face have seemingly elongated into this ovoid shape. But where there would traditionally be a mouth, there is just a black emptiness, a void, as if trying to suck in whatever stands before it. Its eyes similarly empty pits, as it is draped in the rags of former nobility, and it stumbles around. Another moves with a familiarity that kind of draws you to mind of Prince Tanloith, but this one doesn't seem to be quite the same. It staunchly avoids the sun, seemingly hiding just within the shadows of the crypt, and perches and prowls, just watching other things move by. The paleness of its skin, but the sharp fangs and glowing eyes clearly marking it as something of the same undead nature as the prince, but not quite the same. Amongst all of these, you see yet another different creature that almost seems faintly incorporeal and yet simultaneously skeletal, as if a translucent, undead creature hovering faintly off the ground, draped in rags and robes, its bone-like face softly moving as if whispering and speaking some dirge, even now that it is compelled to repeat. Each of the undead that you see are distinct from one another. No two seem to be the same category. To which, behind the curtain here, I have a family tree and the type of undead assigned to each member of the family tree.
Where's that?
In front of me in my notes.
Oh, okay.
We don't know.
I thought we were going to see something.
We will soon.
Hmm.
So yeah, Ingrid will take her time and like identify and like try to estimate like the ages based off like states of decay of the ones that are decayed.
From what it's worth, it does seem like these ones that are out front seem to be some of the. Well, no, that's hard to say. It's hard to say that the ones that are wandering outside are the least decayed, considering one of them is just a floating spectral skeleton. The ones that are here seem to be those who are least averse to the light. Aside from, you can very clearly see one that is very much just lurking inside the door of the crypt. But they all seem to be moving as if remembering something familiar to them. It's hard to timestamp them as far as decay goes, especially because a number of them seem to have transformed or decayed unnaturally.
Okay.
You would probably suspect that you would need to be able to identify which crypt they came from to feel out who they were.
So then it's more a question of like what they are and how dangerous of a fight that they would be.
Roll me Arcana or Religion, whichever is better for you.
And does this count as this does count as identifying them, correct?
Yes, correct. So you do get your advantage.
Yeah. See Arcana. 18.
At the very least, you are able to identify a vampire spawn when you see one. The thing hanging out inside the door of the crypt. Some of these other ones are a little bit more difficult. The floating specter you've heard or read at the very least. Tell of a creature called a gallows speaker that seemed to arise from sites where creatures regularly meet their doom, that seem to know death on a very intimate level and seem to be able to speak it into existence by their deathly whispers. The perhaps most dangerous of the ones that stand before you here immediately would be that black void maud creature, typically associated with powerful demonic necromancy. This creature, seemingly made nonetheless by whatever is in the font, identified as a Bodak, a creature whose sheer stare risks causing death if you meet its gaze, as it attempts to suck your soul out through the empty voids in its face.
Yeah, fuck a Bodoc.
That
I mean, don't. It's probably a really bad idea, but
We literally cannot stop her.
stop who?
Ingrid.
Well,
Are you implying that I go fuck my family members?
That's not what I said.
look, I don't know what George R.R. Martin books you like. Do your thing.
I don't think I've read
Because-
any of his books.
They're quite good, and it's sad that they won't actually finish.
yeah.
I like his books.
I like them.
so
The
we
show
have,
was sure.
so we have the soul sucking undead. What else we got?
I mean, around here, like I said, you got soul-sucking undead, you've got some kind of vampire hiding in there, you've got the death speaker floating around.
Sounds like a lively bunch.
That's kind of the problem.
You can make out
I saw the look.
you can make out a flickering firelight hovering and floating just inside, but
Nope.
seems to be moving on its own just inside.
No,
no.
fucking Will o' the Wisps. Nope.
No.
Just
Oh,
inside
those
just
things
inside
are-
the crypt.
But no,
I'm assuming Flame Skull. Those
It didn't
things
say it was a skull
fireball.
Didn't say it was a skull inside it, just the light.
I mean, you only see the light. You can't make out what's projecting it.
That's true. It could be either, and neither of them are nice.
okay, I would say with Will, you don't fuck with Will o' the Wisp.
Not in D, especially not in D&D.
You don't fuck. Period.
Period. Yes. No matter fucking what.
I don't care.
Oh yeah,
What?
no. I'm well aware of Will o' the Wisps.
D&D or not D&D, like
Mm-mm.
no. Man, my Irish just came out like really strong. I'm like, no.
Yep.
So I can make out the glow. Can I see it directly, or is it like coming around corners?
It seems to be like bobbing up and down and traveling somewhere inside the crypt at an area that is not. It's not coming to your line of sight. You just sort of see the glow sort of peeking around.
Okay. I am not gonna risk getting closer to try to identify it properly.
You also get the suspicion that you might not only find members of your family in and around the crypt. There may
course
be
not.
other members of the family tree elsewhere. Just because the crypt has been animated doesn't mean they all stayed there.
Yeah.
So we want to go out and see the world.
So after a while, I'll return to the party and inform them of the couple of family members that are at the entrance to the crypt.
So, I don't know if we need to crash that family reunion.
There is a. Did they have the purple like glowy eyes? That mean they're probably safe.
Define probably.
Like their dad, or the rest of the guards.
I mean, those that had any kind of glowing eyes did have the purple glowing eyes. That doesn't necessarily mean they're safe. It just probably means they're animated by the same source.
Yep, fair enough. Had to make sure.
Listen, we haven't exactly like encountered very many of them yet, like close up, so we might want to be careful with that.
No, I'm not saying not be careful. It's just, can they be taught to?
I don't know. Have we tried talking to them?
No, that's what I'm asking. Definitely be on guard, 100%.
Of the three that I properly identified, are any of them sentient and open to communication?
Strictly speaking, a vampire spawn can be sentient depending on how long it's had to stew. Whether they're open to communication kind of depends.
So the vampire spawn might be up to talking. I'd assume it's been around long enough to be sentient, to be like awakened, or not awakened, but to be conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not they're open to talking is up to the individual, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to take that chance? I mean,
Be on guard, ready to.
We're gonna have to fight something at some point. Like, I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, be on guard, ready to go, ready to fight if need be.
Look, the vampire is not gonna have that. Is not gonna give a shit about me.
You're not wrong in that respect.
Are you volunteering?
Do we have to go through the other undead to get to the vampire?
I describe.
I mean, if
like,
you can
paths,
sneak past, like, so the vampire is just sort of hanging out in the doorway of the crypt, just seemingly observing. The other, like most of the other ones that you saw, were outside of it. So if you can get past them without drawing their attention, you could probably get to the vampire.
mean, I can give it a try.
That's the spirit.
No, that's the spirit, as I point out into the.
Yes.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I kind of opened that door.
You 100% did.
Yeah. That's on me.
I mean, what am I supposed to say to him, though? Hey, what's up?
don't
How
bite
you
me.
doing?
What's hanging?
Don't eat the
Open
other
it on us.
people.
You could always try, I don't know, like what's your name?
My point is, what am I intending to accomplish by talking with him?
Letting them know we're here to help, letting them know that the missing members of the family have returned, things like that. Just try to get them on our side.
I mean, I can try.
So people keep somewhat nearby but out of sight, so just in case things go wrong, we can back Astra up quickly.
Did we get a short rest in that time? Or do we have enough time to take one?
Yeah, I would say you've had enough time.
Okay. All right. Anybody coming with me, or am I doing this?
I think they'll have a problem
I can do
with
it
me.
solo.
I think they'll have a problem with me, so I probably should avoid it.
I am always down for meeting new friends.
I know you are.
I think the other two that could realistically safely go with you are the prince and I.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah. Morgan and I probably need to sit this one out.
I guess the question is, can we all sneak across? I just wave in a general direction that to get to him. I know you
absolutely not.
can, but
Absolutely not.
At least not without that pass without a trace.
Which I can't do until next morning.
I mean, I would assume that you didn't like just fire it off for no reason before you were gonna go anywhere. I would say you still have it.
That's fair.
all right. Well, I'm gonna go.
All right.
Have fun.
I'll go too. I'll guide as. I'll just pick Astra up and sneak through the others.
Works for me. Just
In that
toss
case-
me into my bag of holding.
In that case, anyone who's not coming with us, going with Astra and Ingrid, if we're ready to go. And once we're ready to go, pop the password as trace. Let's get to somewhere that we can see but out of sight.
And I'll give them an idea of where they can do that.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Or you guys go, we stay.
Yep. We stay, you go.
Some following. So yeah, some of you hang back, but at least 3 of you, or 2 of you, I don't know if Igraine is holding back or going with also stepped away for a second, so we'll come back to them in a second. But Astra and Ingrid, at the very least, are trying to sneak their way past the front group of undead, I assume.
Yep.
Go ahead and one of you is being carried, so the other one can just roll stealth.
And assuming this starts within the pass without a trace.
Yeah, I assume you'd stick around for the pass without a trace.
Yeah.
So 33.
Ukraine did stay behind.
Yeah. So yeah, with a 33, yeah, you just sort of slide quietly past the living dead that make up those that stand outside, and creep your way up towards the entrance, sort of sliding into the shadows where you can tell that, especially because you are moving towards them with purpose, the vampire spawn hanging in the doorway, seemingly observing, has definitely seen you because there's not a lot to hide from him specifically, but has not like launched an attack or anything and seems to be quietly observing you.
Give into the shadows and kind of give the vampire spawn a wave.
He sort of tilts his head, curious. You're not like the others.
In what sense?
And that you weren't already in this crypt.
No, Are you familiar with the Death Knight that commands the forces here?
My second cousin, yes.
I am his daughter.
Ah, niece. A pleasure to meet you at last.
I poke my head out of the bag. Hi.
And an interesting construct to go with?
I prefer the term serial killer.
Well, I think so would several of my family members right now if they had any words to put to it.
Dope. I like your family.
Not by their own volition, I would say.
We all come to our passions in our own ways.
Poor Fuserno out there, he says, sort of looking out at the Bodoc. I don't know how much is even left of him.
Christ, the Bodoc. Dear God.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. Get back to your family reunion.
Well, my brother's also with us, and we were hoping to find out more about our family and what happened here. And
Well, most of us only came to be in the aftermath of what happened, so I'm afraid we'll be of little use on that front. But if you're looking for information about the family, I can certainly speak on that regard. I would warn, most of us haven't. Most seem to have lost something in the years since their deaths. Many of them aren't quite there anymore and are going to be dangerous if you make your presence known.
such as the other two out here.
Picerno and Riganilda, yes. I'm Tharengar, your second uncle. So, questions?
The first question that comes to mind is, do you know my father's name? Because he does not remember, and nor do I or my brother.
As he sort of tries to think for a second, opens his mouth, shuts it again. No, and that disturbs me. I haven't had cause to think about it much, but now that you say it, I don't, and I don't know why.
I bet we do.
Something in the aftermath of what happened reshaped the world, and many people find they cannot remember bits of the past.
Hmm. I know his face, though it doesn't quite look like it used to anymore. And I know that he is my cousin, and yet I cannot place his name. I can place most of the other names. Perhaps it was because you all were still alive at the time of whatever was going on. At least, briefly.
That is quite possible, especially given my father was the ruler of the kingdom. And
Indeed he was. Lucky little bastard outlived me.
he may have outlived you, but is it really lucky to be the leader of the kingdom when it falls?
I mean, better to be the leader of the kingdom when it falls than the member of the royal family that fell and broke his neck. He says, he sort of tilts his head, and you see it turns a little bit too far.
I mean, at least that's hopefully a quicker death. I kind of fell out of the whatever the tree would be properly called.
Yeah, the bloodline tree, yeah.
The bloodline tree.
Oh, I'm sure she hated that.
She is filled with a great sadness even to this day.
I don't doubt it. She was a caring spirit. I can only imagine the sorrow that's filled her to this point.
Another question I would have is, do you know where there's the handful of you out here? Do you know where more of the family members are if they've scattered throughout the castle?
There are a few still in the crypt, but the majority of them seem to have spread throughout the castle, yes. I tend to wander around at night to try and get a lay of the land, but you'll usually find them in places that were significant to them during their lives. Well, at least the ones that have enough memories to recollect. Some, like old Fuserno out there, seem so empty they just tend to wander, which makes them dangerous because you never know where you'll find them. It's a shame. His wife, Adazadil, is still hovering back here, whatever's left of her.
At this point, being up at the entrance of the crypt, have I been able to catch a glimpse of?
Yeah, and as you look at where he's pointing, you do see that source of that glowing light is what looks to be a floating skull wreathed in flames, seemingly with like crimson red lines draping out of the eye sockets as if trails of tears.
And I'll ask more questions about various family members.
There are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are about 6 generations of the family line that were kept within this tomb. And it seems like a number of them have all become various different undead entities of a number of different categories. He gives an indication. Well, and then there's Gildeline and Achman's entire branch of the lineage that all seems to have come together in a most literal sense. I would be wary, should you hear the sound of heavy stomping and rattling wandering the grounds at night. That branch of the family seems to have made a nuisance of itself.
And then, like, it'd be more questions like that, like identifying like what they're like now, and then sort of like, and then questions about the castle and related to the castle, like where they like where they tend to hover around if they have a significant place, and the layout of the castle.
Roll me investigation with advantage just to see if you get a general gist of what you're looking for, just to have a background of knowledge to call upon in future environments.
21.
So yeah, with a 21, I will say that based on that, on how this conversation goes, you'll be able to make a roll with advantage because you rolled well enough to try and identify who any of the individual family members are and what sort of habits they might be about whenever you encounter them, based on the conversation that you have with Tharangar.
After the conversation, I'll thank my uncle and retreat back to the others.
He offers you a polite wave as you leave and just sort of watches from the doorway, seemingly just sort of observing and waiting for nightfall to go wandering again.
And I'll get back to the others, and I won't go into like all the details of like this family member is probably around here, and but like things that are more important, like the stomping mass of the family tree,
Yep.
that branch. Like,
Yeah, there were supposedly about 5 members of the family tree have all combined into a single massive monster.
is that something I'm able to identify by description?
Based on your knowledge of undead, you would probably call it like a skeletal juggernaut. Combination of several different corpses all formed into one giant skeleton.
And then how much of a hazard that really is?
By itself, manageable. If you happen to encounter it among any of these other threats, significantly more dangerous. And I say manageable only because of how dangerous you all are as a group. Like, if you were not as numerous or not as high level, it would be a significantly larger threat.
So like many things, like several of these other things, like if it was alone, we could probably deal with it, but
Yeah, I think most of the ones that you've seen so far you could probably deal with if it were alone, but the real danger is that
Numbers.
there's an entire family, and attacking one might draw the attention of any others that are nearby. And in some of these cases, even just 2 of them together becomes a significant threat. Welcome to Resident Evil Dungeon.
otherwise I like I'll mention the uncle by name, pointedly to the prince, since it's more relevant who he is to who they are to him.
Uncle Tharangar. As you say the name, the fog clears around him. I remember him being friendly, cunning, witty, until that accident. Supposedly he was drunk and fell. I'm not sure I quite ever believed it. But that's for other questions. Well, are we going in to look for the fonts, despite what dangers might lurk down there, or are you looking around elsewhere?
I think we take the risk.
I am inclined to agree.
Helvetica. I'm sorry, every time you said font, that's all I know what a font is, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's Helvetica, but the one with 2 L's.
Yeah, it's Helvetica. It's the Helvetica where all the kerning is wrong. Yeah.
See, now I
yes,
regret my
perfect
life
cheming.
choices. I regret what I have said.
You started it. You opened the door.
This is Craig's fault.
No, see, Helvetica, like with 2 L's, is a real font. It's
the real
Helvetica.
thing.
Yeah.
It's Helvetica with the kerning all fucked up.
Is it
Alternatively,
really?
the cheming is perfect.
Yeah, it's called Helvetica, and the tagline is "Kern in Hell."
God.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's horrifying, but it's a work of art.
I regret all of the choices that have brought me to this point in my life, this exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's also apparently so I took it as an artist name.
I'm not surprised.
That,
Yeah.
That fully tracks.
Helvetica sucks ass, and I love it.
For reference,
I'm looking at it. Holy fuck! What the hell is wrong with that?
For reference,
joke.
in the Monday Night Crew, there's a shot of Helvetica.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my god!
Hate
Because at first
that.
I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't get it. And then I looked closer. I'm like, no.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
That
Ever.
Yeah. I love how R is just completely crushed.
That would fucking be
Now,
why? What? Somebody just wanted to watch the world burn. Like, I swear to God.
That being said, I would 100% be on board with that as the title font for an A24 horror film.
Yeah. Like the problem is, there are uses for this.
It's fully because it has that 1970s vibe, and the fact that the spacing is off, makes it feel not right and uncomfortable.
Yes, see, uses.
I'm not because I'm not really a type A person, but I look at that in like my brain just goes no, wrong.
And that's why it would be good.
For reference, the reason the tagline is "Kern in Hell" is because kerning is how the letters in a font set basically space from each other.
Right.
So these are all kerned awfully. Letters that go too far to the right, too far to the left, no space between them, etc.
In ours case, literally negative space.
Would I use it to mess with somebody? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Correct.
Would I want to type with it on a regular basis?
Never in a million years.
Fuck no.
You have this in the back pocket in your font list for someone really pisses you off.
It's like this feels like, like it's like, okay, like this is like, oh, how do I say it? I can't even think of how to say it. This is more diabolical than like Comic Sans.
No. Nothing is more diabolical than Comic Sans.
On the other hand, Comic Sans with the kerning off.
Oh,
Fuck.
oh.
Why?
Drevin!
What is wrong with you?
A lot.
That's
The
the
true
twist. That's
monster.
the most twisted thing I've ever said. That's saying something.
Oh, now I need to see this. Is the problem?
No, you don't. No.
Yes, I do.
No. Everything will explode. Don't do it. On second thought,
Some
do
people
it.
just
See,
want to watch the world burn.
I mean, actually, you know what? Hell, try it. We've tried everything else.
Yeah.
Now that I've put us all off on a tangent about Helvetica.
Yeah. We did this.
Bonus content.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with the story.
Oh,
I hate every moment of part of this. Anyway.
So, technically this is Jeremy's fault because they specifically chose Helvetica when they decided to make their font joke.
Mm-hmm.
Could have said any other font.
Do not put this shit on me.
Don't you put this shit on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Oh, so
anyway, Scream 2.
Anyway, Scream 2 in the Helvetica font.
Al, Ingrid will describe like a gist of like the Bodok, the Gallows Speaker, the Flame Skull, like any of the others that are in the crypt.
There are a trio of individuals who are, at least as far as you understand, guarding the font itself, based on your conversation with Therengar. That would be one of your other aunts and uncles, Good and Bariust, and one of their, slightly further down the tree, one of their cousins, Loscero. The three of them all seem to be in whatever position guarding the font itself from intrusion. So you'll probably have to deal with the three of them.
And based on the conversation, are they sentient or are they like?
Hard to say. They don't like Therengar never really seemed to try and talk to them much. Because they seem to take their duty very well and even threatened to attack him. Hard to say whether that's because they are sentient and just taking their job seriously, or because they aren't and taking their job seriously.
Based off the uncle's description, do I have an idea of what they might be?
All three of them seem to be some kind of spectral warrior. Hard to say exactly, just based off descriptions.
Okay.
You can make me a roll with advantage, but the DC is much higher.
History or Arcana?
Either or religion, whichever is best.
Religion. All three are all the same.
Yep.
Let's go with Arcana because I've studied magic.
Natural 20. Very nice. So all three of them are types of undead that are associated with warriors. The Barrios, based on how Tharangard described them, would be identified as a deathless rider. It seems even their steed has been brought with them back into their guarding of the facility. God, their spouse, would best be identified as a ghost blade eidolon. Probably due to their clerical nature. From your understanding, Good was a cleric in her life, and sort of took a spark of that divinity with her into undeath. An eidolon being a type of undead that has like a spark of divine magic about them in most cases. And then Leoscaro would probably be identified as a Forsworn, a type of spectral knight that is bound in service to a particular task.
Well, the three of them guarding the font
And
would
all
make
three,
us
and to be fair, all three of these probably individually manageable but decent fights. The three of them together, dangerous. By which I mean each of them is either CR 5 or 6.
and what I know individually of those are tend to be sentient undead or
The Forsworn are typically fixated on a particular purpose. They're not typically, they're semi-sentient in that they can kind of talk and express themselves, but they are bound to a particular task and not really able to deviate from it. So just even odds. As far as the Deathless Rider, they are usually they're not associated with sentience, but that's not necessarily because they aren't, but more because no one really gets to interact with them for long. Typically, any encounter with a Deathless Rider has gone straight to the rider attempting to kill the living. Unknown whether or not they have any sentience beyond that, because usually it doesn't end well. And then as far as the Ghostblade Eidolon, typically speaking, they're the most sentient in a way, but they're often considered more detached. There's almost like a sense of they might be able to think, but they are not necessarily who they were in life. There's a sense that they are disconnected from the experiences that they had in life, even if they do still possess those skills and memories, and they tend to have their own independent purpose that may or may not relate to who their living counterpart was. So it varies.
so the three of them guarding the font is incredibly dangerous, and it's going to be a crapshoot whether or not they'll talk and not just attack directly. and that's directed more towards the party. Like,
Yeah.
It might be too dangerous to interact.
Yeah. At least for a little bit.
Or wait, I thought we weren't there.
I mean,
We're
you're not
not
in there
there.
yet. They were just talking about it.
Okay.
Could come back if we find something somewhere else that helps.
there could be an artifact in here similar to the
Yeah.
City Queen's brooch.
Did you ask your relative? Would they even tell you, I guess?
If he knew, he'd probably have it, because the three at the font threatened to attack him as well.
Mm. That's true.
You get the sense that he's a little miffed about that because they are of the same generation, which is to say, your parents' generation.
I am your cousin. Why are you trying to bully me?
Pretty much.
I say we circle back around. Personal opinion, but I'm down
Yeah.
to go with the party's discretion here.
I agree. It would not be wise to take this on.
I don't think we're taking it on for any particular reason. So I think it's best to move on.
Well, we'd get to the font if we took them all on, but I don't think that's smart right now.
Okay, what do we really need from them right now?
The font.
Well, I know we.
Sorry, did I? If I misunderstood the.
But is this something that we need right now?
Not necessarily.
No, it
Or is it
eventually.
something that, like, hey, let's put a, figuratively speaking, let's put a pin in this, go have a look around and come back.
That's what I was getting
Okay.
at.
I don't.
There might be something somewhere else that leads to helping with this bit.
Could
So
be.
I don't disagree because I don't like dying. But I'm just going to throw out there, when are we actually going to do something? Because we keep going to places, finding that it's too much for us, and moving on to the next place. That's literally everything we've done.
To be fair, you've also accomplished a few things and then moved on.
Accomplished a great deal, actually.
God's voice didn't say anything, and Astra is making the point.
Okay, so Astra, what do you want to do? Do you want to do something for
I
the sake
know.
of doing
I'm
something?
saying I'm expressing frustration over the fact that we are just trapped. Let me finish expressing my frustration before you talk. I'm expressing frustration over the fact that we keep going to places and we are making very little progress. Yes, we are making progress by very small increments. And at this point, we will have maybe overthrown one person in 30 years. That's the level of speed we are traveling at.
It is time to start taking some risks.
And I'm not saying this is the risk. This is a bad risk.
Okay, because you're really confusing me here. Because I understand what you're saying. I understand your frustration. I also know that we have been up against some things that we were wise enough to walk away from. But we have also, I don't want that to overshadow what we have also done. Yes, a lot of this is going to be traveling, and a lot of this might be dead ends, and a lot of it, figuratively speaking, and a lot of this is frustrating. Okay, but it's none of this can be done quickly, and I'm a little I'm a little I'm trying to understand what action you really want to take, because I'm really not a big proponent of taking action just for the sake of taking action. And as far as I'm concerned, like looking elsewhere in the same grounds where we are is not running away. It's looking for information. And like somebody pointed out, I can't remember who it was. Like I think it was Morgan. Like Morgan pointed out, there might be something around here that could help us deal with this, you know, in just a little while, not in 30 years time, not even in 24 hours time. Okay. But again, it's foolish to go. I understand you want progress. We all want progress. We all want to overthrow shit. Okay. And we have to understand that we, for whatever reason, we were chosen for some kind of strange, twisted reason, in that progress is going to be like that. You have to go up several dead ends before you find something that works. That's how investigations work. You run into a million dead ends before you find the one that goes somewhere. And like I said, I understand your frustration, and I'm not trying to fuss. It's just I don't think we're painting a complete picture. Because we have been taking risks, and we have been, going up against things, and it's also good to know when to walk away from something. But by all means, if you think that we need to take that risk, then let's take that risk. I'm not.
No, I said, let's not do this because we're going to die.
Okay, it hints my confusion, because it seems like, and again, I'm not accusing.
This is a straw that is breaking a camel's back, and that it is another thing that we have come. My issue isn't with this one. My issue is with every other one. That everything's, well, let's move slowly. Let's win the hearts and minds of people.
Because we're not strong enough to do it by military.
Give me one heart or mind that we've won that will make a difference in this so far. One.
Necromancer's Tower.
Points at the companions.
But also motions at all of our, motions in the direction of the Needhog. But also the head of the leader of the meritocracy, the ruler of the Necromancer's Tower. We have allyships there. We have allies in Dwarf.
We have not won the heart and mind of the leader of the Necromancer Tower.
We have at least won the mind.
That is the most disingenuous.
We have earned the mind. We have earned possible audience. But because you have your thing against wizards, you don't want to even attempt it.
Yep. I have.
So we have an option, and you're saying no because of your bullshit. We don't try it. I keep suggesting we try it. We could get somewhere, but you have said no.
My compromising is the fact that we're even talking to any of the other leaders, because again, as I said multiple times, I think if anybody who's in charge is perpetuating the problem.
And you think we can kill any of them right now?
Okay, and let me ask you this. What would you do? Like right now? Like if you could go anywhere, do anything, what would you have us do?
I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. I am frustrated at this situation, and my response to saying I'm frustrated is not dismissal, but I don't know. I'm not allowed to be frustrated?
No,
not
you're
saying
more
you-
than allowed to be nobody's telling you can't be frustrated.
Okay, then why are we arguing about the fact that I'm frustrated right now?
Okay, because I'm asking you genuinely speaking. What do you
Frustration
what's
doesn't
going on?
need to come with the need. Frustration does not need to come with I have to have the answers because I'm frustrated.
I didn't ask
I'm not asking for us to change anything. I'm expressing my anger over the matter. And the response I'm getting is, well, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Okay, because I was genuinely asking because I was trying to solve a problem. I was not trying to create a new one, but I apologize. I apologize that you're
I'm
frustrated.
not trying to provide answers on this situation. I'm
Okay.
trying to be as...
Sometimes when people are frustrated, they have something they want to try, and that was what I was asking for. But if you don't, you don't.
I don't...
And that's fine.
I would love to have something different to try. I don't know what there is.
So more relevantly, what are we doing right now?
Well, while that argument's happening, I asked the prince if he remembers if there's any like protocol around the font, like if like the direct line of the direct family line's able to approach it, or if it's...
I'm sure there's some artifact somewhere around that represents the authority of the crown and would probably be able to persuade them, but hells if I know what it is or where to find it.
I'm assuming that's something that I would have had that hasn't been passed on yet.
Yes, it would have been in father's possessions. I don't know if even he remembers it at this point, so we may have to look for it.
Yeah. So after the argument with the others boils down, it's like I'll call. It's like, what are we doing right now? It's like, I think we might try looking for a token of the authority of the crown, like
Right.
the queen's brooch that might give us better passage.
Then there's a thing we can actually move towards right now.
Better... Okay.
Look, I am all ears to ideas, Astra, but if you're just yelling because you're frustrated, I'm frustrated we haven't done anything either. Because I want to do things. I want to try and take risks. Work with the people that maybe we can try, but we keep getting... it keeps being too big a deal. I want to change things too. But at the moment we have to take things slowly because we can't just beat these people in a fight.
I should point out, of all the things that your group has done, you have discovered what's actually going on, which is more than I think most people can say they've learned in the 30 years that this farce has been ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I will grant that one.
We got one of the most knowledgeable people on this situation out of prison. We should not have been able to.
Mm-hmm. I will also grant that one.
It's little steps because we can't make the big ones yet. We just can't.
Except with the Nithawk.
It does have large feet.
Big steppy. So if we can't do it by power, we do it by other methods. So we're gonna have to try talking at some point.
Okay, out of character question. If I use detect magic, could that help us find an artifact?
It has a relatively short range, so you need to be like in the same room as it, but definitely yes.
But you can also be casting and walking at the same time because it's a ritual. So
So, I mean, I have that.
Yeah. So you can keep casting it while you're walking, and you just basically always have it up.
Do I have? Is it that is ritual?
You have ritual casting?
You only get rituals. You don't actually have
Oh,
traditional
fine.
spell slots.
Okay.
Then cool. Yeah.
But is it limited as far as like I can use it so many times?
No, that's so the thing
Ritual
about
castings don't take spell slots.
Yeah, the thing about a ritual is it doesn't take a spell slot. It just takes 10 minutes to do,
Okay.
which is why what you do have is the limited number of your ability that lets you expedite a ritual, that lets you like
Gotcha.
quicken it down.
Right.
So every hour you just spend 10 minutes of that hour casting a new one, and it's just always up. So we can just walk around.
Yeah.
Detect magic only lasts 10 minutes.
Oh,
Not
so
an
yeah,
hour.
you're just.
It only lasts what?
10 minutes.
Oh, then you're basically just like always casting it, basically.
Like, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, as a ritual, it does take like focus and effort, so it is kind of a thing of like if you suspect there is magic nearby, you take 10 minutes, cast it. You got 10 minutes to look around, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you can do that as often as you want. You typically have to stop, pull out materials, start putting things together. It's a whole rigmarole.
Okay.
Also, out of character, Jeremy, are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Had to make sure.
No, I am. If I am ever in a situation where I'm out of character frustrated, the DM at the very least will know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I am 100% fine.
I haven't gotten a whisper or a DM telling me about any particular frustration, so I'm assuming we're still good for now.
Yep.
Okay.
Astra is at her core. She is still a doll and a child. Therefore, slow moving things frustrate her.
I get it.
So
Jeremy the player's in for the slow burn. Astra the doll is not a fan of slow burn.
I mean, slow burn to a degree, but yes. Astra fucking hates every goddamn moment of this.
Okay.
Because there is not an easy answer, and he doesn't know how to deal with that.
Thank you for checking, Yara, because I was like,
I had to make sure.
Holy fuck, I'm gonna be really.
I felt it too for like a little bit there. I was like, yeah, we good.
I appreciate that. No, that is all performance. I am good.
Cool.
Okay, all right. Well
done.
Speaking
of though, as you guys make preparations to move on from the crypt, it sounds like because it seems like it's probably not the ideal time to go delving down there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we will go ahead and take our break. So remember, set up special legs, do what you need to do. When we take our break, you take yours. Set up special legs, do what you do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
Go.
Welcome back. I can just say nothing at this point. So, I believe the next stated goal was heading into the castle to potentially look for artifacts of particular use.
Correct.
All right.
Cool.
So, making your way. So, there's a couple of ways you can get into the castle. And if you ask time, I'll fill ladies out. We could try and circle back to the second gatehouse and make our way up to the main entrance. Or if we want to, I think. Again, it's been 30 years and I've been dead for some of it, so I can't remember fully clearly, but I think there's a secret entranceway into the library from somewhere around this end.
Secret entrances.
I'm a big fan of a secret entrance.
I would like to see a secret entrance.
Yep.
All right, well, let's go try and find a secret entrance then. And so you start walking past the crypt, making your way up across another section of water, across a bridge up to one of the side walls of the castle. Once Tanloith reaches the side wall, he just sort of starts palming around it, trying to find. There's a sense of like there should be something to interact with on the wall that he's trying to locate for where to find the way in.
Can I find any odd marks along the wall?
Roll me perception.
Let's see, make sure I'm set to normal. Oh, hey, that's my minimum.
Not on the wall, but in the grass. You realize that there is a section of the ground where the dirt seems to be like regularly disturbed. So you think that you would probably suspect that this even now is probably still used probably by Tharangar, if you were to guess, whenever they decide to go into the castle at night.
So then I find the spot on the wall or on the ground. Then I look for a brick that's a little bit more worn than the others.
Yeah, you take a look around and you find, yeah, there's one that looks like it's seen a lot more wear and tear, and you press into that one and it indents into the wall, and you hear something catch, and then there's a latch that is flipped open by that, and you start to grab on it and pull, and you realize, oh, it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, my -1 to strength isn't going to help there.
Yeah, no. But once you found it, Tanloith walks over and grabs on here. Let me, sister. Grabs onto it and starts to yank, and you hear stone grinding across the ground as he basically pulls open a stone facade off of the side of the castle wall that leads into a dark, ill-lit, because as it turns out most of the undead don't really need light to see, passageway into the interior of the castle.
Shall we?
I stand at the entrance, looking in and listening.
You stop. At least this tunnel doesn't seem to make any noise.
Like, yeah, this so far it seems safe.
Okay, who all here can see in the dark?
Sure can't.
Raise his hand.
I can never remember. Yep, I raise hand.
Tanloith raises a hand.
All right, you three up front.
Fair enough.
Are you sure you don't want anybody who can see behind you in case someone sneaks up?
Are they really going to be able to sneak up when there's a loud grinding stone door?
Probably not, but I'm just saying.
Hmm.
We
If
don't
you
know
wanna-
what can
if- I mean, if
slip
you wanna
through the
take a-
shadows.
I mean, if you want to keep an eye on our sixes, that's totally fine by me.
Okay, would you
to be
like to
fair,
go with how about this, Astra? How about brother and sister go on ahead? I could put you on my back and strap you so you're facing the opposite direction. And if you feel so inclined, you can tell me if anything is coming for my back.
Just don't be snarky.
This
otherwise
feels
Astra-
wrong somehow, and I don't know how, but I don't like it. I cannot explain my issues with this.
But you don't want to be worn like a backpack?
Anyways,
You're the one that brought it up.
look, if y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do.
to be fair, we are dealing with a castle full of the undead who do have a higher proportion than normal of incorporeal creatures that can move through walls.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay. So
I'm good with whatever.
I volunteered a solution. Astra clearly has issues with that solution. Clearly, we need something to be. So, what we have, like one see in the dark person in front, and one see in the dark person in back, and the rest of us in the middle.
All right,
Does
all
that
right.
work
I
for
will go in.
everybody?
I will bring up the rear. It's fine.
All right, everybody
Fair
in.
enough. My backup solution was Sandfoyth in the back, and I'll go right behind Ingrid, but that works too.
All right, yeah, everybody inside. You all step into the tunnel, and Tantalith drags the facade back shut, and you are in pitch darkness. Like those of you that don't have dark vision cannot see your hand in front of your face, and those of you that do, it's still dim light. But
except for
Tantalith,
Astra, who can see completely fine.
I was about to say, I think Devil's Sight just doesn't give a damn how dark it is.
Yeah.
It sure don't.
Yep.
I love Double Sight.
It's a very good invocation.
But yeah, the group of you.
I just whispered just as we start walking, just so only Molly can hear it. Don't worry, you can trust me.
As far as I could throw you, which is pretty far.
Yes, you can definitely trust me that far.
I can definitely throw you that far.
Through my barrel girl, not that far. Sorry, what?
On about that? Oh, this is gonna be great. All right, so
And I know you could see that.
I'm assuming we're not doing light sources just because we don't want to get spotted.
I mean, that's up to you all. I mean, we don't know what's in here, so take the risk at your own risk.
We're already taking a risk. Let's just keep going.
Fair enough.
Somebody's gonna get grouchy.
In that case, Morgan's gonna put a hand on somebody's shoulder that can actually see, just for like, I'm following you.
Let's hope it's a party member and not just like.
Just puts a hand on a zombie.
So, I just picture like the Scooby Doo thing, like like.
Yeah,
Like
you go into a dark tunnel. You put your hand on someone to try and
it's the
figure out where you
monster.
are. Yeah, and you step out into the light and realize you got a hand on the monster. Yeah.
Yep.
And then it becomes the scene from One Piece where he just shoves the zombie back into the ground.
Yeah.
I said stay down.
Boy, I'm glad that we're in here and they're out there.
All right, moving
I won't
forward
finish the whole bit.
Yeah,
or
you make
backwards or
yeah,
side to
you-
side.
you make your way through the tunnels, and eventually you start to see an amount of light. And you realize that as your eyes adjust to the dim light, that you have found yourself uh, within a dimly lit, mostly by candlelight, library. There's a sense that there are significantly larger sources of light. You can sort of get the sense of large chandeliers hanging overhead, but all of their light sources appear to have been snuffed. There are only like small individual candles burning on some tables that bathe the area in a deeply shadowed, dim light that is difficult to make out details of most things in, but is at least enough to sort of see the environment as you walk into it.
So are the candles, are there any candles that are like movable as in like they can be carried?
Yeah, there are a few that are on like the like old fashioned metal tray with like a
Yeah.
finger loop on them.
Yeah. Molly is just going to take one of those just for to be able to see a little bit better. Not that it might help much, but it's something.
As you look around, you realize that you stepped out of like a trap door hidden under a rug. Um, and as you all clear your way out, Tanlois closes it back down again and just makes a note of where it was in case they need to leave out the same way they came in. As you look around, you pass by a couple of different bookshelves, sort of looking at these ancient tomes that seem to cover a wide variety of topics. This was a royal family's private library. There are so many books here. And as you're sort of like passing through the space between a couple of aisles, there's a chill that passes through the air. And before your eyes, emerging through one bookshelf, is a spectral figure, a woman, elderly in visage, seemingly clutching a spectral book to her chest, as she floats through one of the bookshelves, her empty, socketless eyes blazing with that same purple light, as she just seems to fade through one of the bookshelves. Uh, Her eyes kind of scan the vicinity, but don't seem to take notice of your group, or at least she doesn't seem to react to you. And then, after a brief moment, passes through the next bookshelf on her way through and seems to disappear from sight again as she moves elsewhere in the library.
I'm going to look over at the prince and go, anybody you recognize?
Not me, but I think my sister might be able to tell.
Based off the uncle's description, would I be able to have an idea of who this is?
Yes. Based on your previous roles, you would probably identify uh, this woman as Alelde, who, based on what you've seen of her and uh, and the way that she seems to move and her particular approach is she's kind of like wisps of smoke forming a spectral being rather than like a traditional ghost. If you had to associate her with a type of undead, it would be an Alep, which is a form of specter of knowledge. They are keepers of ancient secrets and knowledge, often maddening knowledge. the ancient secrets they hold and the information they keep often has the power to drive those that get too close to them or that they put their focus on into fits of absolute madness. But they also do hold ancient secrets if for those who are willing to risk it.
I very quietly say the name to try not to draw the attention and give a brief description of what an Alep is to the others.
Fucking
also-
great.
And then to the prince, give more like the family tree, like
Yeah, technically speaking, would be your grandmother. Who was, as far as you understand from your conversation with Therengar, a scholar of all kinds of knowledge. She was a keeper of histories, a polyglot of various languages. She had a voracious appetite for knowledge and wanted to learn as much as she could.
So, this could be an out of character question. Are Alets something you can talk to?
It's dangerous because, again, they are just fonts of maddening knowledge. But yeah, theoretically.
Okay.
How friendly they are is
I wasn't.
the
I wasn't.
question. Yeah.
I wasn't asking to do it. I was just trying to get a.
Yeah. Can, yes.
Yeah.
Should, debatable.
I was going to do this before the Alet showed up, but I'm going to cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything else of note in this room.
So are you gonna use one of your hasten casting uses, or are you gonna take the full 10 minutes?
How many of those quick ones do I get?
Let me check real quick. It might have updated since you've leveled up. RPG books, Mage Hand, Investigator. You have Rushed Incantation. What level are you guys at? 8.
8.
You have 6 uses of Rushed Incantation.
Oh,
I need to
that's
update
huge.
my.
That's
I
low.
need to update my level. Okay, I'm gonna use Rushed Incantation and do Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, so you very quickly grab out some material, sort of wave them over, put a pair of quartz lenses over your eyes, and for the next 10 minutes until those lenses need to be refreshed, you have the ability to see and detect magic within 60 feet of you. As you look around, this place, like, faintly suffused with some basic, like, ambient magic, which you kind of expect from the whole situation. But there are a few things that stand out independently. As you sort of move into the central room, you see that Alep kind of flitting through occasionally, adjusting books on the shelves, seemingly moving things around. You get the sense that if you want to avoid drawing her attention, quiet in the library. There's this sense that, like, if you make loud noises, you might anger her. So try and avoid that if you're trying to avoid drawing her attention. But the lectern, where it looks like there's a standing lectern for, like, placing a large tome that you need to be flipping through really quick. That seems like it has a small source of magic placed on the side of it. And as you sort of look around, there are a couple of like small trinkets that seem to be littered on some of the tables that people might have been using that seem to have been left behind that have like faint magical auras around them, but you need to like inspect them a little bit further to get any more detail.
When you say inspect further, sorry, does that mean like going and picking them up?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. I'm going to be very quiet. And just pick up the trinkets that I can see with the faint trace of magic.
Yeah, you walk up to one of them, and as you sort of look down, you see what looks to be a small musical instrument. It's like it's almost like an ocarina, but it's seems to be like carved in the shape of a skull.
Okay.
And it has like the playable holes that you would press your fingers to for the sound holes of an ocarina are that correspond to like the eyes, the like the center of the center of the forehead, the spots where the ears would be, one in what would be the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it radiates this like what school is this spell? I feel like it's changed all the time. Let me check here real quick.
Are you describing an Aztec death whistle?
No. This is actually an ocarina.
Okay.
It's like death whistles don't have all the extra holes.
No, I didn't think they did. I was like,
there is literally a solid horror movie that just came out about that shit.
I love
Actually pretty good.
No, I believe it.
A transmutation magic seems to radiate from this item.
Transmutation, so that means
magic that changes things.
So that could still be a lot of things.
Yeah. It's a pretty broad school. But you can generally assume that it's not meant to like deal damage so much as like alter things.
If you play it, it'll change you from living to dead.
There's always that possibility, yes.
You know, let's put
I don't know if it's the ocarina itself that'll do it, but you play it and you'll change from living to dead real fast.
Yeah, because the Aleph will get pissed off.
Yeah.
Does that make Fireball a transmutation spell?
No, see, the point of Fireball is not to change things from living to dead. It is to make fire. Thus, it remains evocation.
Oh, in that case, does Power Word Kill become a transmutation spell by this logic?
Theoretically. Aside from the
Because it
fact
is
that it's
literally meant to
necromancy.
make people dead.
Any other trinkets besides the skull ocarina?
Yes. There are a couple of coins that are like laid out that have like these small silver coins that have a bit of necromancy around them. And then the item on the lectern, if you focus on it a little bit, you realize it has a sense of divination about it.
I am going to very quietly relay what I have found and also let them know that the trope is real and you do need to be silent in the library. Or the
What? I don't do that. I don't do it.
God, she would though.
I was about to ask if you actually did that.
You would transmutate from living to dead real quick.
Or moving to not
I
moving.
say
in this
that
case.
really loud, and then I dimension door away. No, I don't.
Again, fully believe that's doable. That would be doable.
I legit thought that's where you were going with that, and I'm
No.
like,
No.
I'm like, oh, they really want something to happen. Guys,
Ask me what like my plan is. I came up with a plan. Fuck you.
as cliche
After that, on the way back to our home planet.
as cliche as it is, guys, quiet in the library, or you're gonna get more than shushed. You're gonna get shushed like.
Yeah, don't want to piss off the librarian.
I mean, you being the librarian, I will take your word for it.
I'm an investigator. I made my home in a library. That does not make it my job.
I do love you all I do love all of you being in a room where you cannot afford to argue right now.
Yeah.
The last librarian I met threatened to break my bones, so
I was like, if only my kingdom for Auraria's telepathic bond, so we can still argue.
Or just like
not for anything valuable, just so we can still argue.
Oh my god, that was pretty.
My
sweet.
kingdom for playing a Kalash Taron in this game.
Yeah.
And not the Saturday one.
Which game was that where we could do that?
A couple of them, I think.
Yeah, there was one like
the Changing Breeds game. We had the
Changing Breeds. That's what it was. I was like,
yeah.
That's.
we all just take a couple levels of Warlock, Great Old One back.
Christ.
So that's.
I've been trying to play less Warlocks over the years.
That's the magic that's been detected in here. I don't know if any of it is useful, but I also am not inclined to remove anything from this room. Because I also don't have a library card, so I think that Alec could get pretty pissed off about that.
I inspect the coins.
They are silver coins, and they have a very familiar feather and crown sigil on them that you realize marks them as coins dedicated to Ingmar, the god of death.
You find something, Ingrid?
These are not like standard circulation coins. This is a symbol for the god of death.
You might not know the magical effect, but you are familiar with the concept of coins for the ferryman. These would be identified as coins of passage in common parlance, placed with the bodies of the dead to speed them along.
Either looks like somebody never made it across.
I'm kind of curious what they're doing in the library.
Do any of you make anything of the skull?
Could be useful, depending on what spell it uses.
Yeah, so if you want to, someone wants to roll me Arcana.
Okay. Go.
We'll do it.
On
it's 11, made of bone.
Yeah, that's right. It's made of bones. Molly
Even
Made of
less.
human bones.
is made of bones.
Hmm.
I asked the prince if like the coins and anything like ring any bells.
If I'm recalling correctly, they're ironically they're meant to be placed on the eyes of the dead to help them rest, to help protect the body from external ravages and spiritually help them pass on.
Out of character, do the coins just function as gentle repose?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. I don't
There's a
know
little,
if like
there's a little more to it than that, but yeah, functionally, they are gentle repose as a magic item, with a few extra benefits applied.
So the question here is, and I might regret this. The question here is, do we take them or do we leave them be?
offhand I don't. On one hand, if we fight any of the family members, it would be nice to take them back to the crypt and leave them with the coins.
Mhm. And on the
Do
other,
that much.
On the other hand, that be a pain in the ass.
Roll me a history check real quick, Ingrid.
History.
You have advantage because this is relating to undead. Roll it again.
Oh, okay.
20. You're piecing together something here. There are a number of types of undead that refuse to stay down. For one reason or another, they will reanimate themselves or get back up after a certain amount of time has passed. One of the additional benefits that these coins have is when placed in the eyes of one of those kinds of undead, it stops them from doing that. It functionally causes them to stay dead.
There are some undead that will reanimate even if you keep killing them.
mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering right, these coins will prevent that. Like they make the body stay at rest.
No. I mean, even if they're not useful here, they might be useful somewhere else.
Might as well.
If we can get away with it.
I mean, that's the other part.
I
But
mean,
it sounds like the thing. It sounds like that kind of thing that could come in handy.
I mean, kind of point you are literally royalty of this place.
I'll
Yeah, that
pocket
kind of
the
makes it like
coins.
all your shit, right?
Theoretically. Roll me sleight of hand.
That's a 21.
With a 21, you palm the coins and very gently place them in your pocket, making sure they don't clink. And seem to have been able to do so without drawing the attention of the Aleb.
Anything else we want to see here before moving on? Look at any books, perhaps. Can we even read any of these books? I'm
Like,
kind
I'm
of
sure
scared to touch the shelves.
there's probably history books, but that do we want to take the time to do that, to go that in depth here?
And
with
also,
the Alep floating around.
yes, also the Owlet seems to be going in and out of the shelves, so maybe not the best idea. Do we see a door out? Because we came in through the
Yeah, you
trap
came in through
door.
the secret entrance. You can see there are a couple of doors that seem to lead out elsewhere into the castle.
Shall we?
Sure, why not?
And
No.
to be clear, there is a third item that you haven't inspected yet, whatever is on that lectern.
Okay, well, let's look at the lectern.
As you step up to the lectern, you look, and on the lip at the bottom that's meant to like hold a book in place, there is a small wand. There is, let's see.
A wand of telekinesis, so you could use it to flip the pages and not get a paper cut.
There is, I'm trying to get the proper visual description of this. It is a it's a small silver wand with a glass orb set just a few inches away from the tip. And there is just this ever so faint ball of static, almost like a Van der Graaf generator, that seems to just sort of hover quietly in the center of this glass orb.
Anybody ever seen something like this before?
Nope.
I've probably seen this exact thing before, but do I remember it is a different question.
Roll me an Arcana. With a 20. It's a wand of locate object. Because as it turns out, this library is so fucking massive, sometimes the people in the family need help finding what they're looking for.
It's a wand to help you find books.
Just books?
Presumably any object, but it's in here. So you use it locates object and you use it to find the exact book you're looking for without having to dig through all the shelves. Did it belong to Grandma? Is this her wand?
Yes, this is your grandmother's wand.
Does it just work in this library, or does it work in any library?
Or even, gasp, outside of libraries.
Yes, it literally just is a wand that casts the spell locate object. So yes, you could use it anywhere.
I mean, if it's that general, that's a lot better.
Cool.
Yeah.
This one, you get the feeling you might have a harder time sneaking away from the Alep, considering it is her wand.
Yeah.
Though you suspect, considering she is keeping this library, using it within the library if you're looking for something would probably not go amiss. Trying to take it out of the library, you might have a harder time.
Yeah, but if we use it to locate something, wouldn't she be aware of us?
She seems like she's vaguely aware of you, like she hasn't actively tried to attack you or anything, but it's very much a situation where her eyes have passed over you and she has kind of just moved on. You suspect that if you don't, so it's kind of, you're kind of in a don't start none won't be none situation with her right now.
Okay.
I mean, if she's not causing anything, then she might be able to just talk to
I-
her. If she's not just attacking in sight.
I just don't know if a wand seems like a very personal thing. I don't want to like.
Yeah, you don't know what she's done with that wand.
God damn.
Hey, do y'all
I
remember that
wasn't-
gif? Remember that
I
gif I got
wasn't
mentioned
trying
of
to
Lucy
go
putting
there.
the zombie back in the ground? Just into the bag.
Listen. She's been here alone in this library for how long?
She's ghost.
30
Basically.
years.
That makes it even worse.
Okay. Do we?
She may be a
have
ghost, but presumably she can pick it up so she can interact with it.
Do we have anything that we want to find in this library, or do we want to leave Grandma's wand where it is?
After the conversation we just had, I'm definitely not touching it.
Do we think there are any records from right before
I
the
am mature.
catastrophe?
I am so incredibly mature. What?
Do you think there are any records from right before the catastrophe of how this place was before?
How would I-
Possibly, but I have no idea what we're looking for. I would say keep in mind that this wand is here, and if we find that there's any records we might need to find here in this library, we can come back.
Okay.
Penny?
Good to know.
In that case, I think we leave Grandma to it and see if we can.
Oh,
Not what I meant by
Jeremy.
that, you perverts.
No, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at Jerry.
I know, I heard Jeremy crack for a second, and I was like, yep, I know what I said. I realize what I said.
Look,
no, I will not.
spring
take that
has
away.
officially begun. It's horny season.
I thought that was I thought that was October.
No, that's horny month. This is horny season.
Why is horny mother not in horny?
There's a reason. There's a reason that there's a fucking Easter rabbit, folks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Horny month is not in horny season because October is gay lust month.
I know.
Anyway,
Maple. That's I'm just
I
maple.
think we have. I think we have what we need from this room.
Question:
Shall-
did you take the ocarina as well, or just the coins?
I only took the coins.
Okay, ocarina is still sitting on the table.
I don't. I'm getting bad vibes about that. I don't know.
Can I roll history to see if I recognize the ocarina from my childhood?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
History. 14.
You don't have time for history?
The ocarina.
Not that you can tell. I am going to give you a slight teaser because this image of it includes its name, but that won't tell you everything about it in the Monday Night Channel.
What's up?
I'm putting a image in the Monday Night
Handout,
Channel.
I assume, or text Slack, one or the other.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's fucked. That's a fucked image. Kind of cool though. Yeah, check Slack. Oh, look, it's the ocarina that kills you.
I mean, it's not that far off from the hold on. Let me see if this will. I don't know if this will recognize this as an image. That'll do it. It's not that far off from from the thing from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You see where I could have confused that for an Aztec death whistle.
100%.
yeah, no.
But in this case, it is an ocarina. It is
Yeah.
oriented the wrong way.
Yeah.
Did see that when it popped up on Facebook. I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah,
So
it's really
Daphne Keane,
it's
let's go.
very solid.
Also, Daphne Keane, let's go.
Yes, and it's super queer as well.
Let's go.
Now I kind of want to watch it.
It's very like 90s like horror throwback. With some good performances. It's cheesy, it knows it, and a couple absolutely fucking glorious kills.
Mhm.
Like
If I
top
were more of a
notch.
horror guy.
Like this movie did not need this is a low mid tier release. It did not need to go this hard, but I'm glad that it did.
I'd be
Very nice.
deeply tempted if it weren't a horror movie, just because I'm not that big a horror guy.
It's okay. Everybody's allowed to be wrong.
No,
I'm kidding.
I get very jumpy on jump
I
scares.
absolutely get it.
But yes, you've acquired the coins of passage. You are opting to leave the wand for now and the ocarina for now.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're going to make your way out into the hall.
Yes.
I'm going to listen at the door first.
Oh, that's smart.
You lean up to the door. You hear shuffling.
But it's not like stomping heavy.
No, it's not like something big stomping through now.
I'm going to very quietly cast prestidigitation on the hinges of the door.
Smart. That was going to be one of my potential hazards is opening these doors in this library.
And then I'll very slowly open the door and take a peek into the hall.
The door quietly opens now that you've used prestidigitation to make sure that it's properly cleaned up. And you look into the hall and you see a zombie shuffling around, holding a candelabra and wearing the tattered, decaying remnants of a butler's attire.
Quietly close the door, turn back to the others. There's a zombie. It's not in guard uniform, so it might be hostile. But it's also a butler. We might just be able to tell it to leave us alone, and it will.
I was gonna say good news or bad news. It might be hostile. Good news. It's a butler, so it's old and weak.
Counterpoint: Alfred Pennyworth, and he just shoots you in the face.
Okay,
That
young
one.
Alfred Pennyworth, yes. Old Alfred Pennyworth, while still having military knowledge and shit, gets his ass handed to him on a regular basis by no-names.
He does also, however, hand named villains their ass on a regular basis
Yeah.
as well.
The no-names do generally get the jump on him. If he is a fair fight, he will kick people's asses.
I come to mind the one comic panel of, I assume you came in hoping to rely upon my master's rule against killing. I assure you I have no such compunctions, as he's loading a shotgun.
I love that panel.
But yeah,
Alfred
you
is
give him
a
a
wonderful
shotgun, sure.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop like a lot of villains in DC.
The zombie on the
that
other
random.
side of the room probably doesn't have a shotgun.
He has a candelabra. Yeah, I mean.
Turns out he's just carrying a wand of fireball.
My bad, he has a shotgun.
Shotgun. I argue that is a mortar. Thank you.
The wand of fireball is a grenade launcher. Let's be clear.
Yeah, fair.
So, anyways, it's right outside the library, but it's outside the library, so the owlet might not really care if we get in a fight outside.
And I think as long as we're out of the owlet's territory, then she's not gonna give a fuck. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just making guesses here.
I mean, theoretically, the butler isn't part of our family lineage and is just one of the family servants, so even odds that it's actually just under father's control, and even more even odds that it's actually just a weak zombie that we could deal with if it's not.
Yeah,
Well, never know until we try.
it's the dealing with it, making a bunch of noise that draws others, though.
Yeah.
But, anyways, slowly open the door again and step out into the hall.
You open the door, step out. The butler is like completing a round. And as you all step out into the hallway, it sort of turns its shuffling gait and turns and looks back at you. It pauses. Its glowing purple eyes staring you in the face.
I give it a wave.
It seems to stare at you for a second. Its jaws kind of slack, hanging sideways. And then after a moment, it holds the candelabra, puts a hand to its chest, and sketches a very, very slow, aching bow. And with a slow, gurgling voice as it shambles towards you, simply just says, "Mistress," and then continues shambling past you, presumably continuing its route.
Oh, that was lovely. Shall we continue?
Yeah,
Unless you want to ask about the questions,
Uh,
if you can.
hmm.
nah. I'll leave the butler to his duties and not bother him.
As you step out into the hallway proper and take a moment to look around, you realize that you are in a lower entrance hallway that seems to proceed past a foyer. As you look around in two directions, one, the hall proceeds further down, and there are a number of other doors in various hallways. But as you look the other direction where the butler is headed back to, you see that the hall opens up into a wide open, like, foyer area, and you can see a pair of staircases that sort of curl up and up to a second floor, um, providing you a number of different directions that you might be able to proceed depending on what you're looking for. You kind of suspect a worthy next step might be trying to find a map or layout plan of this building because you have now securely entered Noctis Keep. And that is where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.